Hey Barstow, welcome back to another episode of Night Shift. I'm Amelia Mohammadi.
And I'm Aishi. Today we have a full show in store with you today. We have a special guest talking about upper school advice, and we're going to talk about how to survive the zombie apocalypse, as well as underrated and overrated restaurants in Kansas City.
Alright, so let's just jump right into our first segment. Today we have a special guest, Selena.
Hey.
So Selena, how long have you been at Barstow for?
I've been at Barstow since 5th grade.
Oh wow. I actually came in Barstow in 5th grade too.
Yeah.
I've been here since pre-K,
okay.
so I came halfway through my pre-K year, and I remember being so intimidated by everyone. I don't know. How did you feel when you were in 5th grade?
No, I definitely felt the same way, especially coming from a school that's not as advanced as Barstow and feeling like I was behind, but I think kind of picking it up really helped and making friends.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You too?
Yeah, I was the same way. It was when you first come in 5th grade, everybody seems so much more advanced and all of that. So that was kind of difficult.
Yeah.
But luckily every single teacher and all the students, Aishi was one of the first friends I met when I came to Barstow. They were all so welcoming.
Yeah.
So, how's your high school experience been?
It's been rather eventful. I try to get involved in a bunch of different things. I'm on the basketball team and I do theater, and it's nice to kind of find places where you fit in, and also people that are interested in the same things, but also just things that you're passionate about, which is really exciting, especially when you are about to graduate.
Right.
I mean, what are some of the things that you've really found your place? And so basketball, the play, what else?
Yeah, so since my freshman year, I've been on our school's Louder Than a Bomb team, and that kind of helped me develop my passion for creative writing. I actually plan on majoring in creative writing as well as psychology.
Oh wow.
So that is something that's really exciting for me. Another thing is singing. I always loved to sing, but being in singers, and also being a part of the Glee Club was also something that was really fun.
It's so cool how you were able to find what you wanted to do, and you're literally doing everything that you want to do at Barstow.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I mean, you're a senior now.
Yeah.
Do you feel the senior side?
Absolutely. I felt it 2 weeks in, and just kind of trying to keep doing everything.
So how do you continue to have the motivation and not procrastinating and just trying to keep the momentum going throughout your last semester?
I definitely just try to think one thing at a time. I like to make lists of everything that I have to do, but I take it item by item, just because the amount of work that you have to do in one night sometimes can seem mind-boggling. But just one thing at a time is kind of a general good, okay, I'll do this, I'll take a break, and then I'll go on to the next thing.
And have you found that taking breaks is a helpful? I mean, obviously yes, but because I know some people just like to work, and then they just don't take any breaks, and they just want to they decide to take a break afterwards. What do you think the benefits of stopping and taking a break are?
Yeah, I think I kind of started taking breaks, especially through the college process, because when we were writing our college essays, my friends and I would go to coffee shops and stuff, and we would edit each other's essays, or we'd be writing our own supplements and stuff like that. And it's just sometimes your mind is stuck on one thing, and taking a break can kind of give you a fresh perspective that sometimes you need to keep going, or to take it from a new angle. I definitely know that sometimes if you're in it, it's really good to I just will keep going until it's all done. But the biggest thing with breaks is I have to time mine, otherwise it just turns into I stopped working. So yeah.
So I actually wrote down some advice that we could give upcoming freshmen or even people currently in high school. So the first thing I wrote was joining clubs. I know we hear it all the time, especially when freshman year, everybody was telling us join clubs. And when we were freshmen, I don't think we really took that super seriously. But I think there are a bunch of benefits to joining clubs.
Absolutely. I think because everyone's join clubs, but I think it's important join clubs of things that interest you, or like something you don't know a lot about and you'd like to know more about. But also just trying something new is great. It kind of like builds you into a more well-rounded person. And I know like plenty of people, not just clubs, but like just a lot of different like extracurricular activities. They'll join them like their junior or senior year and say, oh, I wish I started my freshman year. That happens a lot with theater. Like seniors will be like, oh, like it's my last year, I'm gonna try theater. And they're like, I wish I had done this the whole time. Mm-hmm. So I think it's always good to like get outside your comfort zone and grow a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And another thing is obviously like stress in high school. I know like it seems like a lot, but like for me personally, I think we need to be able to separate like our school lives from like our home lives and like the times we spend with our friends or like sports or any of that, so we don't stress ourselves out like too much. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like, what do you think about that?
No, absolutely. I think something I've learned is like you have to be able to separate like school and your life, and you have to be able to prioritize yourself a bit more, whether that be like your mental health, your physical health, but also like tying, so you can't like, you know, say, oh, I got an F on this test, so like I'm a bad person. That's not, like, you can't take it like super personally, because that just like takes a toll on you. But you know, I think definitely making time in your day or in your week to kind of do something that's not school related is really good. And you know, when you start prioritizing like school over like sleep, you know, that's not exactly what we're aiming for. Mm-hmm. So I think kind of being able to look at the difference between like, what is this really going to mean if I don't get this assignment done, mm-hmm. and like how much sleep do I need every night? Yeah. The answer is some.
Is there anything else you like want to add? Any other advice or anything?
I think I just can't stress enough like how like just try something new. If you don't like it, you don't have to continue with it. Like, but there's it's like no harm, no foul, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's like, take school seriously, but not too seriously. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that was like,
that.
Yeah, that was really great advice. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Selena. I think we all really like needed to hear it, like again, just from like a student's perspective, especially a senior.
Exactly. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll come back to you to talk about some advice with the zombie apocalypse.
Okay, so Amelia, do you think the zombie apocalypse is real?
Okay, if I'm being completely honest, I think there could be a possibility of it actually happening. Would it happen in our lifetime? I don't think so. I don't think it'll actually happen in our lifetime.
How would it happen?
Well, it's always like with some disease, right?
So COVID?
The like 59th strand of COVID is like a zombie.
What's this one's name? The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead.
Oh, that would be a cool name. That would not be a cool situation, though.
Yeah, I do think it could possibly happen. What do you think? Do you think there's like a possibility?
I don't know. Like, I can't believe that. How are dead people gonna come back to life?
Well, they aren't dead. They're just
I thought
like,
zombies were dead.
Well, they're like dead-like, but they aren't actually dead. They're more of just like, you know,
so
disease-stricken. Yeah. It's just a virus.
Okay, if they're like disease-stricken, then I think it's possible, because I'm sure a disease can make someone crazy enough to, I guess, eat human brains. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say it's going to happen. You're right. I don't think it's going to happen in our lifetime.
Right.
But maybe eventually, I don't know. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so let's just say the zombie apocalypse were to happen, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think you would survive? Like, honestly?
No.
Like, how long do you think you would last?
Depends on the situation I'm in. Mm-hmm. If it happens and I'm outside and I'm like running from a zombie, I'd probably get tired of running after like 5 minutes, and I'd just say it's fine, it's gonna happen eventually. But I mean, I think if I was in like an apartment building on like the 20th floor and I could like lock it, no, I still don't think I would survive. Yeah, no.
Well, speaking of like, you know, being high up, there's two movies that like Mr. Holmes and I talked about earlier. One of them was like the Walking Dead zombies versus World War Z zombies. So World War Z zombies, they are like crazy. Like they can run super fast, they can jump like up 20 feet high. But like the thing is that they only like attack really healthy people. And I think part of that is probably why they're like so strong, right? Versus like the Walking Dead zombies, they're just kind of like, we'll take anybody, but they're more of like super slow, you know what I mean? So you could probably outrun them.
Oh, I hope so.
So what scenario would you like to be in?
Oh, definitely The Walking Dead.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't think I could outrun, I don't even know if I could outrun like a walking zombie, but I don't know. I definitely could not outrun the other zombies. And if they can jump high, then there's no chance.
But
Yeah.
I think it would be more fun, you know?
It would be more fun.
You know, kind of get into the action of it.
But, okay. I can see that point of view. I don't know. What would you prefer?
Okay. Like, okay, what's our survival rate? You know what I mean? Because, I don't know. I feel like if it's like bound to happen, you might as well like do the zombie apocalypse in a super fun way. You know what I mean? Like with the adrenaline rush and
No.
everything. No?
I think you could still have, I don't know. I just prefer it not happening at all.
You know what? Honestly, that's probably the best thing that we can do.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
How
don't
do we
think either.
prevent it though? It's like kind of hard to prevent because it just like happens.
Right.
So like it could, like outside, it could be happening right now.
We wouldn't know.
We wouldn't know. Everybody couldn't tell us.
Exactly. Well, I guess we came to the conclusion that neither of us will survive. But
Wait, you could survive.
do you think I could survive?
Yeah, you do taekwondo. You could just like kick them
Bro, but like,
or like punch them,
but they can like outrun me.
but you can still kick them.
Yeah, but like they're too close. You know what I mean? You don't want to even get like into kicking distance of like a zombie.
That's true. But if you ever caught yourself in a situation where you were, I think you could do it.
I don't think so.
Okay. She underestimates herself.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I guess that's all we have about the zombie apocalypse. So we're going to come right back after a short little break. All right, we are back, and I am super excited for our last segment.
So yeah, whenever Amelia and I hang out, we always get to try new food and try to expand our horizons, and like obviously in Kansas City. So I think we should just jump right into it.
You know what? I agree. So our first restaurant is actually Buffalo State Pizza, which has two locations, one in downtown Overland Park, and the other is located on 1815 Wyandotte Street. So Aishi, do you think this restaurant is overrated or underrated?
Underrated.
Really?
100%.
Okay.
It's kind of far away from where I live, but the pizza, it makes it so worth it. I didn't know what I was really expecting when I first tried it. You were the person that made me try it for the first time. But like the sauce is one of a kind, and it's super unique, and it tastes so good. I can't put into words how much I love that pizza.
Right. So for those people who don't know, you can get it in 3 sizes. One is actually just a slice, and then that's the one that we usually get. And then they have like a medium and a large, which are like actual whole pizzas.
Yeah.
I really love their pizza too. It's more of like a New York style sort of thing.
Yeah.
So the back is like, you know, nice and crispy. Honestly, every time I eat it, there is some raw dough. You know what I mean?
Like in the crust?
Yeah. I always get that one piece that has
Okay.
just a little bit.
I've never had that experience.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just a little chewy. I don't think it's
Okay.
raw. I think it's more chewy. But the pizza's really good.
Yeah.
Just the whole vibe and the environment.
Oh my god. So I prefer the downtown one, taste and location. I know technically it should not have like a different taste, but it does.
Yeah.
Like, do you agree?
I agree.
Okay. But I mean, like the vibe, talk about it. It's so good.
Okay, so the vibe is like very much, you know, sort of like New York style and kind of like made for like teenagers, I would say. They have like spray painted walls that are super cool, and then like the whole vibe is just like very chill, a little bit rustic with like the tables. And they have really cool lights too, and they have those like arcade games.
We've never actually played those before.
We can never play them, but
because
like
we don't have any coins.
Exactly.
Like, it's such a good idea, and it makes it so much like, even just like hearing the noises of the games just makes me like shiver.
It's just like shiver. It's just overall like a really good vibe, I would say. And it's, I don't know. I mean, if you're going out to eat with your friends, like, it's not super expensive, and if you want to go downtown and like go someplace to eat that's not super expensive, because a lot of stuff in like the plaza and stuff are super expensive, I think that's like a great option to do with your friends. I think that's all we have for that one.
Yeah.
So our next restaurant that we have is Szechuan Dynasty. It's located in Blue Valley Parkway. This is honestly one of my favorite restaurants of all time.
She's not kidding. Literally every single time we've hung out,
we go to Szechuan
we
Dynasty.
literally went last week. We'll probably go tonight.
Yeah.
Do you want to go tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it. I love Szechuan Dynasty.
Yeah.
So why don't you talk about the experience and the vibe a little bit?
Well, the vibe, it's a small family-owned restaurant, so it feels very homey, and it's just, you know, you can sit down. Usually you can immediately order your food and it'll come out, but like this previous time we went, it was pretty busy. It depends on the day, but the service is really nice. The food comes out pretty quickly after you order.
Yeah.
And I mean, the food I'll let you talk about, because
the food is super good. Whenever Aishi and I go, we always get the mapao tofu because Aishi's a vegetarian. But but I gotta say, like, I honestly love it more than like a lot of the things there, because it has a little bit of a kick to it, but I think in like a good way.
Yeah.
And the tofu is just really good, and we also get the veggies rolls, right?
Yeah, the veggie spring rolls. Oh my god. I don't know what they do to those, but they do not taste like any other veggie spring roll I know. Like, they're super good.
Yeah, just everything about the place is cool. Like, the servers are super nice. The whole vibe is like, it's sort of taken out of like a movie scene. We talked about this before.
There'd totally be like an indie movie there.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
We should star in it.
Yeah, we will star in the indie movie. And then just like the whole vibe, you sit down, you eat. It's super like chill and relaxed for like a restaurant setting. It's because that's usually it's like super like intense.
Yeah.
Like in the Cheesecake Factory, when I'm there, I'm like, eat, pay, go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's like a franchise too, so it's like, it doesn't feel as unique. This is like something you can't get everywhere. And, you know, the food, you can tell, is like homemade.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, oh my god, the tofu, like you were talking about, oh, some of the best tofu I've had in my life. And the portions, it's worth your money.
It's big portions, and like it's not super expensive. So yeah, I would totally recommend going there with your friends.
Yeah, I agree.
So definitely an underrated restaurant.
I totally agree.
Okay. Crumble cookie, in my opinion, is one of the most overrated, like, I don't even know what you call it, bakery?
It's
like,
not even it just makes one thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, they have ice cream too. I haven't had their ice cream though.
They have ice cream now?
You can't like buy it to eat. You buy like pints of it, which I don't understand why they don't just like sell it.
That's
But I
so
mean-
weird. Oh, I think the restaurant, I'm like, whatever you want to call it, the franchise is like, I think super overrated. The cookies, they're super hit or miss because every week they come out with new flavors, right? And the cookies, they're pretty big cookies.
They're giant.
They're giant cookies, but even for their price, I still think it's a little overpriced.
It's like $4 a cookie.
Yeah, which I think is kind of insane.
I don't know. I went there previously this weekend because my friend wanted to try it. And I mean, they're cookies. Obviously, cookies are gonna taste good, but it's like, I don't think it's worth the hype. Like, they're not that good.
Yeah.
Like, I had their chocolate chip cookie. Have you had their chocolate chip cookie?
I think I have. They
was
have
like,
it every week. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's hard to go wrong with the chocolate chip cookie, so I would be severely disappointed if they messed that up.
Right.
I mean, it was good, but it was just like, it wasn't extraordinary, which is what their advertising makes it out to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah.
I think a super overrated place. I get like the whole idea and concept behind like, I don't know, new flavors every week, but like there becomes a time where like it's been too many weeks
Yeah.
and the flavors just get too weird and it's like
There
not
was like
good anymore.
Sour Patch Kids.
Why would you put a Sour
I'm
Patch
like,
Kid in a cookie?
That does not work. I didn't try it myself, but I don't want to.
No.
Like,
I'm gonna have to take a pass on that one.
yeah, me too. Me too. I mean, and then what was another one that we had? We had like a cinnamon roll one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also after eating those cookies,
Mm-hmm.
you're so thirsty. I know that's like most sweet food, but these are overwhelmingly sweet.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't have done this, but like I was getting ready to go to Taekwondo and my friends were just on their way. We were like on our way. We were passing Black Bob, which is like on my way to Taekwondo, and there was a crumble cookie there. And they're like, oh, you want to get a crumble cookie? And I'm like, man, I shouldn't. I got to go to practice like in 30 minutes. They're like, no, just take half the cookie. I was like, okay, if you insist, right? I take half the cookie and like I have my water bottle for Taekwondo, right? The whole thing was gone before I got to practice.
My God. Do you have like somewhere to like fill up your water bottle?
No.
Oh no.
It was so bad.
Oh my God, that is bad.
It was horrible. I would not recommend doing that.
Yeah. Okay, I do think crumble is worth trying at least once,
Mm-hmm.
just to say, oh, okay, it's not all that. Like they're cookies, but like they're not all that.
Cause like I feel like franchises are like hard, like those like, I don't know, what are some examples? Well, now there is a Whataburger here, but like In-N-Out and stuff like that, it's hard when like to get franchises here in Kansas City. So at least we have like a crumble cookie, so you can go to it and say that you went there.
Exactly.
But like, not someplace I would go back to a second time.
But then compare that to like Hot Box cookies in Lawrence or
yeah.
Insomnia cookies. I think they're building one. I can't remember where, but like most college campuses have Insomnia cookies,
Mm-hmm.
which they're just basic cookies, which you cannot go wrong with, and they're
Oh,
open
yeah.
to like 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like the type of thing that I want. They're not overpriced,
Mm-mm.
so it's like that's where I would go if I
Right.
wanted a cookie.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think that's all we have for you guys today. Thank you so much, Aishi, for joining me today
Thank
in
you
this
for
podcast.
having me.
Of course, whenever you want to come back, just let me know. So if you guys have any ideas of what you want to see in our next podcast, be sure to email us at btvn@barstowschool.org. We'll see you next time.